Now, the last section of the Doctrine and Covenants that we're going to discuss today is section 26 of the Doctrine and Covenants, which is a really short section, but contains a law that we use almost every single Sunday in the church. Maybe you've been sitting in sacrament meeting and you've seen the high councilman or a member of the bishopric walk up to the stand and ask all those in favor to raise the right hand, and any opposed signified by the same sign. This has become such a humdrum thing in the church that we often don't think about it. In fact, a few years ago, J. Golden Kimball was presiding over a stake conference in Nephi, and he noticed that everybody was just raising their hands and not even listening to what he was saying. So he got up and said, "It is proposed that we move Mount Nebo to where Utah Lake is, and Utah Lake to where Mount Nebo is, all those in favor," and the crowd actually sustained him. Now, when you're in your congregation and you're asked to sustain, think about what you're doing. The prophet George Albert Smith taught, the obligation we make when we raise our hands is a sacred one. It does not mean that we will go quietly on our way and be willing that the prophet of the Lord shall direct this work, but it means that we will stand behind him, that we will pray for him, that we will defend his name, that we will strive to carry out his instructions as the Lord shall direct. More recently, President Nilsson, and this was before he was president of the church, said, "Our sustaining of prophets is a personal commitment that we will do our utmost to uphold their prophetic priorities. Our sustaining is an oath-like indication that we recognize their calling as a prophet to be legitimate and binding upon us." So don't just raise your hand reflexively. Think about what you're doing. Think about that person and think about what you can do to support that man or that woman that's being placed in that calling and how you can help them. Every single one of us has blessings in the church, but every single one of us needs other people to support and sustain us for us to be successful in what we've been asked to do. In good times and in bad, it's nice to know that we have friends, family, and loved ones within the church that will sustain and support us, and that we not only have our families that God has given to us, but this larger family of faith to help and support us through our persecutions, through our trials, and through our difficulties, just like Joseph Smith did.